Today we're going to be looking at some of my top 10 pickups for the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Now, most of my lists start off by saying it was a good year. It's not the case here. I think for NECA, Tmnt at least, it's been kind of an off year. Actually, the last 2 years have been kind of an off year. Other companies are picking up the slack, but for me, I'm staying in my lane. I started collecting NECA Toon, NECA Movie, some comics, and I really can't get into these other companies. So even though they're doing great stuff, they did not make my list. So you won't see any Joy Toy on here, you won't see any McFarlane. I love what they're doing, it's too much. TMNT is very inundating. So let's start off with our TMNT list with our top 10 pick. At the number 10 spot is the Trash Throne for Shredder from Secret of the Ooze. This is a cool piece. There are some issues with it, but I do like that NECA is starting to dip into the world of concept art, especially with the movies. There's really not much else they can do. So when I saw this, I thought it was interesting, so I picked it up, and it's a cool centerpiece for the shelf. They re-released this purple Shredder from Secret of the Ooze, and then they added some cool details to it. So don't know what this would have looked like in the movie or when he would have sat on it, but it has a whole bunch of card parts on the back. Comes with these barrels. He sits pretty okay there, although his feet kind of dangle off, so it's kind of strange. He did come with this propane tank, which is a little undersized for NECA figures, but they took a shot, and I like when they take risks. Something that I haven't heard much about, but I would be really excited for, is that they're going to make movie versions or what if versions of Bebop and Rocksteady. Don't know what's up with that. Hope those come out soon, but at the number 10 spot, we have this Trash Throne. At the number 9 spot, we have the Beach Turtles. This was the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. It wasn't hard to get, but NECA kind of did some weird things with this one. So this came out for the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. It came with all this extra stuff. They each come with their own surfboard, and then they come with this giant surfboard and wave effect, which is cool. However, there's no pegs on here, so good luck keeping them on here. This was really hard to actually set them up for this shot. But then they re-released these guys not even a month after San Diego Comic-Con as 2-packs without the surfboards on the waves, and then in different color outfits, which was really weird. These were not a must-have. I don't even know why I bought these, but they are cool to look at. I love anything in a Hawaiian shirt, so of course I was going to grab these. These are probably going to go right back in the box because there's just nowhere to display these right now. Although I do love them. They are a shelf killer. So these surfboards, the turtles, they all take up tons of space. So for those of you with basements and infinite room, I'm envious of you. But these are a cool release, not a must-have. At my number 9 spot, the Beach Turtles. At the number 8 spot, I have the Ghost of the Turtle Brothers, Spirit Brothers, not sure what you call these. But these are from The Last Ronin, and I was specifically waiting for these. I have Mikey as The Last Ronin. I have not picked up any other figures from this subline because I was really only wanting to make a display with Mikey and then the 3 brothers. So I didn't know if they'd make them or not, and I just kind of bided my time, and lo and behold, they made them. So I still have to get them out of the box, as you can see, but I'm going to make a cool display with the 3 brothers and Mikey in the middle, so eventually these guys will come out of the box. So really happy that they came out. I think going to set up a scene sort of similar to the first TMNT movie with Spirit of Splinter. So I think these were just a really cool option to come out, and now I just got to find a place to put them. So my number 8 spot goes to the Spirit Turtles. Number 7 spot goes to the Ultimate Shredder. This was a much needed upgrade. I still love my original Shredder, but it's definitely showing its age. For some reason, the soft goods kind of flip up to his face. He has pins, and then most of all, he's just kind of scrawny. So compared next to the Ultimate Shredder, you can see the new one has some size on him, and he's completely pinless, which is great. So definitely a figure that we needed. He did come with some cool accessories, an unmasked version. I love the floppy disk. I always kind of keep him with that because back in the 80s and 90s, a floppy disk could in the world, but just a much needed upgrade. I think when they upgraded April, that was one that was undersized. Glad we got that one. And typically I wouldn't put a reissue on one of these lists, but for me, at least with the Turtles, I can keep one Shredder in my Technodrome display, and then I can keep this Shredder in a different display. So My number 7 pick goes to Ultimate Shredder. Number 6 goes to the Spirit of Splinter. This is a complete reissue. However, this was one that most people, if you weren't lucky enough to get the Loot Crate promotion, you did not get this one. Now, I had that Loot Crate in my cart. I was ready to purchase, and then for some reason, I don't remember what happened. I just kind of skipped on it, forgot about it, and then this figure skyrocketed on the aftermarket from anywhere from $250 to like $400, which I was never going to pay that price. So when they finally reissued it, unfortunately it was in a 5-pack with 4 turtles that I didn't need, but it was in that VHS style box, which I do like to have, so I can put it next to my Secret of the Ooze box, my Tmnt 3 box. It came with some cool backdrop pieces, and then extra sets of turtles in case mine break, because that's something you got to worry about with NECA. But to get this figure and not have to pay at least the secondary market prices is awesome. I love the design, the translucent plastic, the design on the robe, and then he does come with this awesome fire effects piece that lights up. So really happy to get it, really happy to get another chance at it. Hopefully everyone that missed out was able to get it if you were able to get over the cost of purchasing 4 extra turtles that you didn't need. So my number 6, Spirit of Splinter. At number 5, we have April the 5th Turtle. I don't collect any of the Archie comic line. However, the Toon line was getting kind of boring, and I just wanted something that could fit into that display, even though it didn't happen in the show, and just add to it. So to get a 5th turtle, who is April, I thought would be really fun, and with the exception of some of the cell shading or the line work, I think she'll fit in nicely. But it is just a cool figure, and I guess just kind of cool seeing the revelation of turtle figures. This is definitely made better than some of the Toon figures, but I love her clawed fingers there. She comes with one single katana, and then there's some cool paintwork on the bandanas and mask. I like that it's a different blue than Leonardo. Doesn't really pop as much. It's kind of faded. And then she has the A there. So she's going to, maybe she'll go on my turtle van with the Toon Turtles. Maybe she'll go on the Channel 6 rooftop. Whatever it is, it's a new character. And that's what this line has been lacking all in all, I would say, with most NECA. So getting her on the shelf, my number 5 goes to April the 5th Turtle. Number 4 spot goes to Tattoo. This is a character that was on my wish list for quite a few years, and we finally got him. So I think they did a really good job. It's the first character we've gotten that's this size. So I don't think we have a character in any NECA line that is kind of like this big. But as far as design, the face sculpt, the tattoos, the body type, really awesome. He even comes with his transformed self as either a hamster or gerbil, not sure. In this episode that he was featured in, that's where you meet Groundchuck, Dirtbag, I think Toka and Raza are in there. So there's a lot of characters in that episode. There's still a few that we're missing, so hopefully more to come. But the Toon line has been lacking on new characters. He came in a 2-pack. We'll see that character later. But I think at the beginning of the year, it started off strong. We got some new characters and then kind of fizzled out. So Tattoo is definitely high up there on my list. He was high up there on my want list. So at my number 4 pick, we have Tattoo. At my number 3 spot, we have Creepy Eddie. Now, he came in a 2-pack with Shibanu Sanu. I think that's how you say it. They're virtually the same body with a few differences, but 2 ghost characters. You can pop his legs off and give him his tail. You can pop his legs off and give him his tail. Eddie does not come with a base like Shibano comes with to kind of stand him up in. So I like to display him with his legs, but we'll get Shibano Sanu out of here. Creepy Eddie is TMNT's version of Freddy Krueger. It's just a really cool character. I think he's kind of haunting Mikey in his dreams in the episode. And it was really clever reuse. So to package him with this figure, I think made a lot of sense. It got us in 2 new characters, which is awesome. But just love the actual design of this character. He has kind of that hunchback, those pointy shoulders. The face sculpt is fantastic and really cool. So again, we need more new characters for the Toon line. This is a welcome addition. Number 3, Creepy Eddie. At my number 2 spot goes to Worm. This one is a fantastic release. And you know, this is a character that did not show up in the cartoon. However, he did show up in one of the TMNT Playmates commercials in kind of that Fred Wolf style. So not part of the cartoon, but still part of the lore. Overall design, though, he's pretty spot on to what the Playmates character looked like, but they did Fred Wolf it up a little bit. He came with awesome accessories. The sculpt is crazy. He comes with alternate eyes, articulated jaw. He comes with these like salad fingers. Really awesome. The actual foot or the tentacle is a bendy wire, so you can kind of pose that however you want. But I think NECA, to get the line more exciting, needs to do more of this, because if they're scraping at the bottom of the barrel for new characters, many people want this. Like, I don't know what they're doing, but if they can just continue this trend, then that would make me extremely happy. I'm sure it would make a lot of TMNT collectors extremely happy as well. So number 2 goes to Worm. And for some honorable mentions, just for TMNT pickups that were just fun, it's all the way in my closet, so I'm just going to show a picture of it. I love these Little Tykes TMNT figures. They've come out with 3 sets already. I have all 3. Just a fun set. I think they come out like once a year, so I'll pick them up as I see them. But just Little Tykes, little people were not that exciting when I was a kid. So just a fun subline. Not much pressure to collect them all. But the 3 that already came out, if they kind of quit there, I'd be happy. But honorable mention number 1 goes to them. And let's do something different. Let's do some dishonorable mentions. I think TMNT, at least for the NECA Toon line, they've jumped the shark. Like, they've definitely jumped the shark. And if you don't know what that means, it's an old Happy Days reference. But they're turning TMNT back into, I used to call it Barbie. It was Barbie for boys, putting the characters in all different colors and outfits, whatever. We've gotten an Ultimate Shredder this year, which was on my top 10. And then we got this Train Conductor one, which is from like 5 seconds of the show. Then we have, let's see, Bebop and Rocksteady, the original designs. We have the robotic Bebop and Rocksteady. We have Beach Bebop and Rocksteady. We have Easter Bunny Bebop and Rocksteady. Superhero Bebop and Rocksteady. And now we have Grandma and Baby Bebop and Rocksteady. Like, enough with the enough with these different costumes of characters that we have a million of. The shelf cannot handle it. Now, why did I buy? I bought this one just because, and then my brother bought me this one. I don't think this is one I would have picked up on my own. It is cool. I want to use the carriage for the baby turtles, so, the sickness, I'll find something to do with it. But this is getting annoying. I think this is where, if you needed any proof that the line was riding off into the sunset, these figures are it. So, not NECA's best showing. Again, 6th Bebop and Rocksteady duo. We don't need them. I think we've gotten more variants of them than we have of the actual turtles. So, dishonorable mentions goes to Train Conductor Shredder and Grandma Bebop and Baby Rocksteady. My number 1 pick for TMNT this year, ending on a high note, is Panda Khan. This is a figure never thought would get made. I actually had someone in my comments a long time ago when I put it on a wish list. They completely told me this was never getting made, never going to happen, and I can prove them wrong now. This is definitely the best release for TMNT this year, at least from NECA, and it is fantastic. So TMNT and PandaCon, they have a long-standing relationship, but PandaCon is not part of the TMNT license. So NECA did something. They got him part of the agreement, worked with the creators of PandaCon, and now we have this beautiful figure. So he's kind of an homage to the old Playmates figure, but also has some Fred Wolf inspirations. So I think they did a really amazing job with them. He comes with multiple heads. I love this hat piece that he has. It comes with this little backpack, so you can put some accessories in there. And, this is a dream figure. And this is where the NECA Toon line can shine. I already talked about it with Worm, but if they just kind of dig into the well, let's say there's characters from the show they don't necessarily want to do, start giving us these old Playmates characters, but in the Fred Wolf style. This one shines. Definitely a top pick for me. Actually, nothing else has come close to this, I would say, from my whole top 10 list. This is number 1 by far. So number 1 spot goes to PandaCon. So that was my top 10 list for TMNT releases this year. Like I said, folks, I stuck in my lane, mostly only collecting NECA. I know there's some other companies doing some great stuff, but it's too much. It's too much. Let me know down in the comments, what were your favorite TMNT pickups of the year? Was it from NECA? Was it from a different company? I know there's some really awesome stuff coming out that I really want, like those Mezco movie turtles. I want them. I'm not going to get them. Got to show some restraint. So let me know down in the comments, and until the next episode, we'll catch you next time.